All right, let's check. Mic check for YouTube, and now I'm going to check what's going on with our chat room as well. So give me 1 second, guys. So it looks like YouTube is good. All right, so I'm just logging into the new chat, to not the new chat room, but the chat room here, see if this works. All right, check. Norm, just want to make sure if you can hear me now. All right, so it looks like it's still a problem for our chat room. Not sure what's going on. Just give me 1 second, guys. Bear with us on this Monday morning, of course. Let's check the computer settings. All right, so all right, I think that might do it. All right, let's try it now. Yep, I know on YouTube, you guys, I know you guys are good. I'm just trying to get it for our chat room now. Seems to be one that's having the problem. So let me, with restarting now, I'm just going to check at the moment. All right, looks like now it might be working. Just want to do a quick mic check in our chat room again.
Yep, you're good, buddy.
All right, excellent. All right, guys, so let's get to it. Good morning. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope everyone had a great weekend as we get into this, what should be an interesting week in the market. Again, given just the way things have been flowing over the weekend, and as well as just the market and the SPY overall, just how strong we have been, and also getting back to a regular week of tradings. I think over the last couple of weeks, we've seen the volume die down a little bit due to the holidays. This will be the first day back into some real trading back with volume. Norm, what do we have in regards to news and the SPY? What would we have going on here? Anything exciting this
Oh
week?
boy. Well, yeah, the market's dropping off, pulling back a bit from this nice run we had in December. Main reason given for it is issues in the Middle East with Iran, between Iran and the U.S. after the U.S. Took out their general. So everybody's trying to figure out what the next step's going to be, if Iran's going to retaliate, words going back and forth and such. So that's kind of where we sit. I anticipated a pullback after the beginning of the year because people didn't want to take the tax hit in December. So I think this is giving them a good reason to do that, take some profits now that they had really nice gains on last year and not have to pay taxes on it for another 15 months.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're sitting. As we've discussed, a lot of people have been out, so we'll start to get back to some more normal volume. There's not a ton going on today as far as economic data. Market services PMI comes out at 9:45 a.m. Services index tomorrow, ADP on employment on Wednesday, various Fed speakers throughout the week, and of course, payrolls number and such on Friday, and unemployment rate. So, it's really next week we'll kick off earnings for fourth quarter toward the end of it. So that's what we got going on right now. I was actually a little surprised. I got up this morning. Dow was off 200 plus points in the futures, and S&P and the Dow and NASDAQ are all red more than 0.5%. And I come in, and when I first turned on my computer, there was only one thing on the gappers list. Now there's only two. So, I'm surprised Gappers is a little weak this morning, but it is a Monday, so maybe people are coming in from their vacation little slowly.
Yep, yep. Agree to that. Also, I think a lot of people are just gonna wait to see how the market is going to react with everything going on as well. So it should be an interesting week. All right, so let's start with our gappers list. If you're joining us for the first time, our rundown is basically we go over announcements. We go over the SPY, the market, what Norm just did now, kind of get a pulse of what's going on around the SPY in the market overall. Go over our gappers. Let's hear from trade ideas. After that, we'll look into our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainer, see if there's anything in here that's worth putting on our list. Then we'll check what you guys have on your end, what do you guys like on both chat rooms, and then we'll go over to some announcements for the community and as well as our viewers on YouTube. And then we go back into doing some support and resistance. So welcome if you're joining us for the first time. Hope you can stick around. We do this every morning, 8:30 Eastern time. So starting here, let's start with SAVA. This one has been one that, again, this took off on Friday. Towards the afternoon, around 1 o'clock or so, or 2 o'clock, this thing just took off real nice. Going from the $7 area of resistance that it had here around 720 or so, it just popped up real nice. Had a very strong afternoon on this. So again, could be a continuation play here. 1.3 million shares traded so far. We do have inventory for short. Not sure how long that's going to stick around for. It is up 7.8, and I believe this is in that lower float. I believe right 15. Yeah,
16 million. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on the lower side, so we're going to throw this down here. But that pop was very clean, so it did trade very well. I think it's a low flow that's definitely worth to keep an eye on. Also, again, the daily chart got a little funky within these three days, but before that, it was trading very clean on some good catalysts. So again, I think this could be a good one to watch for anyone that is going to be trading low float stocks. You keep that on your list. Next, we have W. No, aside from what we know on this stock already, anything new, any other news on this one?
No, I'm seeing zero news on this. I think what's going on here is it's got a 48% short float per trade ideas.
Yep.
And it's an oil stock. So with oil going up because of the issues in the Middle East, it's getting a squeeze on here.
Okay. Yep. So we'll keep that on there. Next, we have WLL, and then this one this morning. What do we have going on?
I got ahead of you, man. I was talking about WLL. I thought you'd already switched over. My apologies.
Yeah. No, I was talking about SAVA.
No, SAVA. Well, I already gave you the rundown on WLL.
Yep,
Then on SAVA, there's been some insider buying. This thing's just been on a tear since I think like the 9th or 10th of December. This was under $2. Now we're popping up to 11 this morning in the pre-market. Insider buying. It's just kind of popping this a little bit more. So interesting.
Yeah. So definitely worth keeping an eye on this one. Again, I mentioned on Friday, it had a nice little tear up here towards the close. I mean, it really took off pretty nice there. All right, so WLO, we already got the insight on that. And then this one, again, let's just see how it trades. I usually don't like to trade these type of stocks. They could be a little more difficult to read the price action. So let's just see how on the 5-minute, how it did on Friday. So yeah, so here's the 5-minute on Friday. Again, you do have somewhat of an engulfing crack here on the 5-minute, but again, it just usually doesn't trade very clean. So again, looking at this without knowing what the price action was, this actually looks like a very nice pattern, nice engulfing crack, leaving the VWAP, and then becoming a great short towards the bottom here. You can see hitting the pre-market lows and then hitting a little lower, trying to get a base, basically hitting this moving average and then bouncing back. So it's a good clean chart, but again, without looking at the price action, not sure how clean this went. Not sure if anybody else saw that price action on Friday. So we'll keep it on here. We'll see what we get out of that. Let's go with NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers, and we'll fly through this because I'm already seeing a lot of names on here that don't trade very well. IMPX being a penny stock. Again, had a big day on Thursday, but again, it's lower than $1, so it's really difficult to trade. Not something that we really focus on. GHSI. Let's get this a little right here. So GASI this morning, another penny stock. We'll skip this one. Also, TTNP, another penny stock. YTEN, also a penny stock. FCEL, this is one that's making a lot of noise. I know a lot of you guys are watching this one. On Friday, I believe it had gapped up, but then it just sold. No, sorry, Thursday gapped up and then sold right back down. Could be a continuation play today. Has tons of volume. Again, not really a stock that I focus on or I trade. But again, it could be one that could be very active this morning. So we'll throw it on here as a possible and we'll do levels for it because I know a lot of you guys are going to be watching this one today. And the flow, I think, is 125. So it's not a lower flow stock, but I'm putting it here down as a possible. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Next, we have NEBU. This is one that's not much going on right now. Look at the pre-market activity. We have 1.4 million shares trading. Look what we've done so far in regards to pre-market action. So again, it's not really trading very well. It looks like a couple of huge block trades on here causing this this volume. If you look at the daily chart too, it's not anything you want to be involved with. Just very choppy stuff going on here. So we'll skip this. Next, SAVA, we do have, I think this is the lower flow that's going to be very active in the next couple of days. Definitely keep an eye on. It held this pop, and it could be ready for a possible continuation today. Next, we have Plug, PLUG. This one, we've seen it in our gappers list quite a bit before. Again, it doesn't trade very well. It has 1.3 million shares right now. It is up 9%, but it's a stock that trades, that the intraday activity is very bad. Also, the daily chart's not great neither, so we'll skip this. NASDAQ ETF, ONTX, we know is garbage as well. Again, penny stock, and just look at the daily chart, look at the pre-market activity, doesn't do well. But look at this one candle here with almost 400,000 shares traded. That's what's costing half of the volume here. So again, nothing, not one of the criteria that we look for when we're trying to find our gappers list, our watch list. NASDAQ gainers, Life's got some stuff going on here. This looks like a very good pre-market activity right now, trying to build up with some good volume. Look at the volume building up here this morning, 388 and climbing. Let's check what the float is on this one. We are up 70% this morning. This is
2.98 million on Trade Ideas.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice for the low flow team. We'll throw it on here on Life again. So very low flow, guys. Be cautious with this one. But it looks very active pre-market right now. Some good volume coming in. Again, daily chart usually on these type of stocks are not very clean. This one, you can see the choppiness on here. But again, the pre-market activity will say a lot as we get closer to 9:30. How this thing is going to be looking by then. AMD's on here. I'm going to look at number 11 because AMD is just popping up here. Let me see what's going on. I think AMD is worth watching. It's got some good volume already, 672. We talk about AMD. When it's above that 700,000 volume, it tends to have a good day. So that's kind of like the minimum on AMD that you want to see in the pre-market. So 700 is great. We're going to keep an eye on this one. Heading back to this list, we have a Club on here. Club, no volume. CTIB, also no volume. PSTV, also one that comes up here a lot. But check out this daily chart and also pre-market activity. It's just nothing great. KALA, also here, no volume. Plug, we looked at already. FCEL, we have here because I know a lot of you guys are interested in that one. RGLS, nothing going on. And CLRB, also no volume. The last one here, SDC, it's got some volume. Not the best pre-market activity given this 651,000 shares traded. Let's check the float. 75. Yeah, this could be Smile Direct Club. Actually, I think we have looked at this one before, so we could throw this on.
Yeah, we have
here.
for sure.
Yeah.
This IPO'd in September, like 22 bucks or something, and it's just been in a free fall since then. Short float is
got it at 28.
Finviz has it at 22. Yeah, so
this could be interesting if we can get a nice little squeeze here. Looks like it has found somewhat of a bottom here around 750. So again, this daily chart actually looks pretty nice in regards to a possible squeeze up to some of these areas here, 10 bucks, 10.50. So yeah, like the way this is setting up. Good pre-market activity right now. Not as clean. Hopefully it could get better. Sorry, not good pre-market, good volume, not great pre-market activity. So hopefully it can start getting a little bit better here. But I do like the daily. I like the way this is setting up here. I like the way that it has found somewhat of a base around this area, and we do have room here for a squeeze. All right, let's see what you guys have. Norm, what do you like this morning? What are you watching?
I'm still looking around, man. I want to see what the semiconductors do after this massive run. If they continue to sell off. Tesla has just been crazy the last few weeks, so I've got my eye on that. Neo, I probably won't trade it just because it's $4, but it's got heavy volume this morning, gapping up 10.7%. So that's what I've got for the moment.
All right, Neo. Actually, Neo has been, pretty active and actually had a great trading day. I forget what day it was, the 30th. This was a really good trading day here, traded very well. So we could definitely keep an eye on Neo. And they've been moving on a catalyst, so that's the great thing about Neo too. So worth definitely watching that. All All right, guys, let's see what you guys have on your end. So starting over here, we got Nugget and TVIX. So these two, Nugget, I don't usually trade as a day trade. I don't watch this one. Brian will be talking a little bit about this when he comes on. So again, just don't watch. It's a gold indicator. So again, just not one that I look for actual patterns on. It is tradable. I've seen people take trades on this, but not usually one that we trade. TVIX is also one that, again, it's just got to depend on the SPY, right? So depending on what the SPY does, if you have huge movements on the SPY, you can trade TVIX for usually for a scalp, not really anything that you could have on your watch list as far as trying to find like an open range breakup or ABCD pattern. You keep your eye on the SPY, and the TVIX kind of gives you an indication if you can scalp it. But won't have it on my main list right now. But I do have a chart all the time, right? Actually, right in here, showing the SPY. So I'll have the SPY up there, and if I see any kind of movement, then we can go over to TVIX and see if we can take some opportunities. CRWD. CRWD's got a good pre-market activity now. I do like the way this is forming here. So we got a nice range, some good volume, 159. Yeah, I think CRWD looks good. Daily chart also very interesting. We're right at an area of possible resistance. We'd love to break out of this if we can. I think this is worth watching. So let's look at a CWRD. So we'll throw that on there. All right, what else, guys? BABA. Let's look at BABA. All right, what do we have here? So BABA at the moment, daily's interesting, guys. It looks like it might be coming down here for a possible pullback. Pre-market activities also has got some great volume, and this is good pre-market activity for BABA because again, BABA doesn't move too much. It's not all that great. So I think this is CRWD. Yep, CRWD. Right? Correct. Yeah. So oh, I wrote it wrong. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I said it right, but wrote it wrong here. I'll fix it. Give me a sec. All right, here we go. You guys see CRWD. There it is. All right, so yeah, keep an eye on that one. And then BABA also looks good, guys. Good pre-market activity right now and some good volume. Daily chart also looks great. I think BABA is worth watching. Could be again difficult, more on the difficult side to read the price action. But the last couple of days and these big moves, we've seen some good stuff out of this stock. So definitely worth watching. Yeah, SDC we do have. That's on our list. I think that's a good one as well. I think we got some opportunities possibly there, especially for a squeeze as well. All right, let's go over to YouTube. What do we have? CRWD, we have NEO, we have SDC, we have CMC. Which one is that one? CMC. All right, so right now we're kind of climbing up above. This should be on our gappers list here. Maybe the ATR is small. What is the ATR in the float?
48 cents.
Okay, so it's just shy of that 50 cents we're looking for. So at the moment, guys, good pop here on the daily. The daily chart looks, again, just some of these candles don't look great, especially in here, but it has a nice little pop here. We're up 7.1 on this one. Decent volume. Pre-market activity is hopefully starting to build up here. So again, we just don't have a great pre-market activity at the moment, but I do like the way this is popping up this morning. We can definitely take a look at that. It's getting above some of these levels. Is this all-time high as well? Let's go back here. Let's go to our weekly chart. See what we have. No, it's not, but we are getting into some areas here. We got some good resistance up here on the weekly, so definitely worth watching. This morning, CMC. So we'll keep an eye on that one. What else, guys?
CALM, Carlos. They had earnings this morning.
CL?
Calm. CALM, yeah.
Oh, it's a very nice drop here. 8.7. Needs the volume, but
they're taking
good
a hit
drop.
Based on EPS loss and revenue miss.
All right, yeah, definitely worth watching this one. Nice big drop here. And we actually have traded this one before. When it is in play, it trades very well. So I'll definitely be putting this on my list. AMRN, let's take a look at that. This one, wow, yeah, we're dropping a bit here. This is good. I need some volume. I do like the way the daily is forming up here. We have traded this one in the past. We can see here obviously some levels. We're sitting right on this moving average on the daily. So yeah, definitely worth looking at. Definitely it's got to get better volume at the moment. We can throw it on here as possible for today. Plug we looked at, Kevin. Let's look at plug. Where is plug? Right over here. Yeah, we looked at this one. Again, this was doesn't trade very well. It's got a nice pop here, 7.4, 1.4 million shares traded. But again, it's one of those stocks that could be very, very tricky to trade. Also, it has been trading, very low at around $2. I think even hitting $1 at certain points. So again, just be cautious with this. What's the float on this as well? What are we looking at here for plug? We had 238. So it's a larger flow stock, and usually when you have such a large flow stock like that in a lower price, it could be a little bit more difficult to read the price action. Again, that's why I'm not gonna keep it on my list. But again, if after we fine tune this, if we have some room and time, we'll definitely look at this one again. UNG, I think this is also again natural gas. Again, one that I don't usually put on my list. It's kind of like the nugget, these indicators. Again, based on news and how the market is doing, this can trade a certain way, but I'm not going to keep this on my list. BP is a foreign stock, which I don't usually watch. They're gapping up quite a bit this morning, 2.2 and 293,000 shares traded. But look at the intraday. Go to your chart and look at some of these intraday plays. It doesn't trade very clean. And again, also to find levels is very difficult because look how choppy this daily chart is. It chops around too much because it is a foreign stock. Yeah, all these oil and natural gas. I'm not gonna look at those guys. I think there's a lot of news going on there with those, and they could be tradable depending on the news. But I really don't put them on our list for as a main watch list, right? So there could be some good possible. What else we got, guys? What else you guys like this morning? Let's look at KTOS. Sounds familiar. KTOS.
I'm familiar with this one. It's I've swung this in the past. It has very little volume average on the daily, so it can be hard to do intraday trades in my book.
Yeah. Had a decent day Friday. Looks like here hitting from 1875 all the way up to 2050. But look at the pre-market this morning, not doing all that well. And again, these type of stocks, like you said, Norm, where they don't have great volume, for our style of trading could be difficult. Now, it depends on your style, right? If you like these slower moving stocks, these are stocks that I've been in before, not specifically this one, but you sit in and you really got to just be patient, have a really far out stop because the volume just comes in so slow. It could literally take 2 hours for this thing to just, give you a nice move. So, but again, everything is tradable. It all depends on your style and your personality. If this is something your style you like to trade, you can definitely put this on your list. But for the open, I won't have this one on here. UWT. Again, I think this was another velocity index as well. Yeah, so again, I'm not going to be putting this one on here. It's kind of like the TVs and those stocks that, just got to be careful. These are leveraged by as well, so be cautious with that. But again, not really something that I'll be looking for like an open range breakup or some kind of pattern that we like to trade at the open. Let's take a look at Apple. See what's going on with Apple this morning.
Other than being roasted by Ricky Gervais last night.
Yeah. So Apple this morning pulling back a bit, down about 1%, some good volume. Yeah, Apple is definitely worth watching. I think again this will be a good one also. How about our buddy Tesla? I think Tesla's gonna be definitely at least on my side list this morning. Definitely worth watching Tesla. We've got way too many, so I'm not gonna add it on here. But I would probably have it on my watch list as well. And Roku too, guys. I think Roku is worth watching as well. It doesn't have the volume right now, but it's been putting in some good intraday plays as well. All right, I think we have quite a bit, guys. Let's go over to some announcements. We'll come back and do some levels for this here. Not all here looks great, so we're going to just walk through this again and pick the best ones out of this and try to get a fine-tuned list. So let's head over to announcements right over here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say RJ and YouTube asked nicely about BTAI. I just pulled it up. Are you sure that's the ticker because it's not gapping and there's next to no volume? Clear that up if yeah, that's all. It hadn't even traded 1,000 shares this morning, and it's down 6 cents. So not anything to look at really. All right.
Let me get this up. And just to add, if this is the correct ticker, we're gonna assume you're looking at the daily chart how it's popping here. So again, it has an interesting daily, but just you want to look down here also at the volume at how it usually trades. Look at this. Usually on their best day, only 2 million shares traded. So that again, that's very light on the style we want to trade.
And a 6 million share float.
Yeah, so you want to be cautious with that. We need some good volume. All right, let's get over here.
All right, guys, it's Monday. Back to the actual year away from the holidays. So here's our weekly rundown. Brian will have his normal trade discussion, 2:30 p.m. All these times are Eastern, at 2:30 p.m. in the chat room. Then you'll have class one onboarding tonight at 8 p.m. Carlos, out of curiosity, do you have classes scheduled for January yet? Do you know which week you're going to be doing the full?
No, actually, we have to actually schedule that. But
All right,
we are
we'll
doing
announce
class
that.
one today.
Class one is every Monday, so it will be tonight, and the rest of the classes we will announce when that comes out. Tuesday and Thursday, trade review in the classroom with Eamon at noon Eastern. Wednesday, we will have our success webinar back to the normal time at 8 p.m. Since we moved it last week to Thursday. If you have not seen that, guys, go and check it out. It is in the Media Center. It was a really great class. And then, all right, so the holiday promotion, that code is still active. So if you have delayed and not gotten around to it and would like to, you can use the promo code holidays19, get 40% off a lifetime membership, the one-time payment option. DAS replay feature is live. It is for the Bearable Traders version of DAS Trader only right now. We are kind of acting as their guinea pigs. When I signed on first this morning into the chat, I saw a number of people talking about it. They had tried it over the weekend, just saying how great it was, even though it's not 100% complete yet. It is a great feature that works, like I said, with the BBT Sim version of DAS. And then let's see here, success webinars for the month. We've got Randy Howe, trading psychologist, coming up this Wednesday. And then the time on that might be noon, guys. So we'll update you. Originally, I know it was scheduled for noon Eastern. We'll see if that moves or not. I apologize for not being in stone. Last time I heard that one's at noon. On the 15th, we got Eamon, different ABCD pattern trading. Eamon traded nothing but ABCD patterns for a significant amount of time just to try to hone his edge in that. So it'll be a really interesting chat. Chart Log IQ guys, two guys that created a journaling platform for trading that came from Bearable Traders, part of Bearable Traders. They will be presenting that on the 22nd. And then Naz and Andrew will be talking about day trading options. Naz just wrapped up on Friday a four-week challenge, I guess you could call it, that he did. And he came 4% shy of doubling the small account that he was working with day trading options. So everybody's really looking for that one. Looking forward to that one. Meetups, the 18th, January 18th, Seattle. Andrew will be there. Sign up in the forum. You don't have to be a member. Go have a beer with Andrew. He'll buy you a drink and talk about trading, life, whatever it is. Mountain climbing, I'm sure he'd like to discuss as well if there's any of you guys out there. If you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't been in the chat, but you'd like to, you can use the promo code premarket24 and get a discount on a 1-week trial to the chat room. Does not auto-renew, does not turn into a different kind of membership. And if you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we go live with new content.
All right, excellent, guys. All right, so let's get to this list here. Let's go through it first. We got quite a bit. Another one coming up in our gappers list is AU. Let's see what AU.
And so let me hop, since we just did the announcements, that the webinar this week will be at a special time of noon Eastern. The success webinar on Wednesday. It will. I just confirmed that. So.
All right, excellent. So again, usually we have that webinar at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but for this one we'll do noon Eastern time. All right, so AU popped up on this list again, another gold indicator. So again, not one that I'm gonna put on my main list. So let's go through what we have. So WLL at the moment's got 126. Again, pre-market activities not looking all that great right now. This is an oil, one of those oil stocks that we'll be getting a lot of news on, but could be worth watching. If you're going to watch one, this could be the one. So let's just keep that on there for now. AMD is looking good. Good pre-market activity. It's got some great volume. This candle has 209,000 shares traded. But again, overall, we have 800,000 shares traded on AMD, and we are down 1%, pulling back a little bit here. SDC, I think, is great. I think this has some potential here. Also, daily chart has found some kind of base, so I like the way that one's setting up. NIO, sick volume right now. 5 million shares traded, up 10%. Pre-market is kind of just kind of consolidating around right now, chopping a little bit. But again, I think this one's got some really good volume. If we can get into a good pattern flow at the open, it could squeeze all the way up to 450. Will be nice because you do have some room to run here. So I definitely like this one. CRWD this morning, also great. Possible breakout here of this yesterday's last trading day's high. Man, it's going to be hard to kind of eliminate some of these. BABA also is looking decent. Good pre-market activity, good volume. CMC, this might be one that we take off. And the only reason is, again, on a regular day, this would be good. It's up 7%. It's got some volume, 109. But the pre-market is not looking as best as the other one. So that's the only reason. But overall, this could be one to watch as well. COM just needs some volume. I'm going to probably put this on my possible list. Let's put this down here. They do have a catalyst, so it might be worth watching. AMRN, volume is light right now, guys. And we're kind of in the middle of a lot of consolidation here, a lot of levels. And the pre-market is just not there. So I'm going to remove this one from our list this morning because we just have so many to watch. I think Apple, AMD could be some Apple, BABA, and AMD. I think they're all going to fall in kind of the same category. Again, they're all down exactly 1%. The market's pulling back a bit. So out of these three, I'm probably going to watch one. And it's going to probably be between AMD and Apple. And I think AMD has been trading so well. I'm probably going to keep AMD. So you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove Apple just to make this list a little smaller. Apple and BABA. I'll watch AMD, but Apple and BABA, depending on your style, could be some really good ones to watch. What's happening with Apple though, it's getting very pricey now to trade Apple. It's all the way up to $300. I mean, we're trading this thing at 150, 180. You know, now it's $100 more. So you know, again, nothing wrong with higher price stock, but if you're using buying power to trade, you know, that could eat up into what's available for you to take a trade there and then take another opportunity if something else shows up, right? You're eating a lot of buying power. So CRWD is building a good pre-market activity, guys. Definitely like the way this is building up here. This is definitely one of the favorites today. NIO is okay. SDC's got some potential. AMD, WLL. You know, I'm going to take WLL out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to take out WLL because these oil stocks, again, just not anything that are my favorites. So AMD, we have SDC, NIO, CRW, CMC, and I'm gonna bring back COM, guys, because this one has a catalyst, right, based on some news, and also it's down quite a bit, and the volume hopefully comes in. We can get some good opportunities out of this one. So that'll be the list for now, and then we have some low flow and some possibles here. SAVA is a low flow, Life is a low flow, FCEL is not a low flow, but again, it's a lower price stock, so you just want to be cautious with it. It's getting a good pre-market activity now. We'll do some levels. I know a lot of people are watching that one this morning. All right, let's get to it, guys. So here we have AMD. Let's find some levels. Going to remove what we have already. The highs and lows from the last two trading days, creating some good support and resistance. So right now, AMD can go either way. I think the market is going to say a lot on what these stocks do. The AMD, the BABAs, the MUs of the world. That depend a lot on what the market does. However, our pre-market sitting at 48.39. Above that, you have the previous day close, and you have the highs and lows from the last two trading days. Towards the bottom, you have a beautiful low from the last trading day, which also, look at this low, right? This low has resistance, very close, right? It's an area, but you have a nice, beautiful run all the way up here, finding some resistance. You got the pullback, and then here you have the test of that level again, and then the pre-market low one more time. So again, I think you have a lot happening around that 47.50. Pre-market is right at 47.62. So again, that's just an area. Below that, you have another beautiful level, 46.50, which also you can see a nice moving average here, and also check out how that is resistance on this day here. So again, plenty of stuff on here, and really the only thing you're adding here is the low of the high of the pre-market. Overall, I don't think you need to add up anything else to this list. SDC, guys, let's do some levels here. So high of our pre-market at the moment, sitting at a 919. So we'll mark that down right over here, 920. Above that, let's see what we have. We have obviously this huge spike all the way up here to 1018. So we have that. That's the beginning of this gap down. Also, we found some base up here. Then we moved right back up to 1018. Found resistance, came right back down. So that's an area where you can have some loss of momentum. Also on the way up there, you have a nice, beautiful two things happening here on 958. You have resistance over here several times, and you also have a moving average on 950 as well. So I'm gonna mark that down. And that's really all you need on this stock. I don't think you need to add anything else. Towards the bottom, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Previous day closed right in there as well. So again, just a lot of support. We'd love to see this one rip to this 920, and you have some room to run all the way up to 958. NIO here, guys. This one, let's remove this level we have. So at the moment, high of our pre-market sitting at 455. And NIO has a history of trading very well the last couple of days. Here, it had a really good run. It was some good volume, so that was very nice. It looks like we have a nice pullback, and now we're back at it for a possible continuation. So also, you kind of have a not the cleanest, but a somewhat decent A, B, C, D pattern forming here on the daily. Here's your A, your B, your C. So hopefully this thing can rip above 455. We have a really good chance to get towards this 486, and if it's and again, if it rips through there, we can possibly head even higher. So again, that's all I'm going to add on here: 455, 440, 486 on the pre-market high, and also the high from a couple of days ago. Then towards the bottom, guys, plenty of levels, highs and lows, last 2 trading days, previous day close as well in there. Next, we have CRWD. So CRWD, this thing is, hopefully it doesn't move too much without us, because we want to get into this area with this stock. We want to see that squeeze in here for a possible good market open. So removing some of these levels now. Our high of our pre-market is very close to this 52. I'm not going to mark it down. I think 52 is going to be the most important level as we're getting above this here. So now if the pre-market does another high here, we'll mark it down. But I think 52 is a great level to have on there. Above this, you do have a nice level here at 55. Notice how you have plenty of resistance happening here and here. And also, again, not the cleanest daily chart. If you look at this, it's not the cleanest, but you do have a nice area where you have some opening and closing of the candles, and also some wicks bouncing off that 5504. I don't think you get there without having several pullbacks, or at least some slowdown. So around 54, 53.98, 54, you do have another level on there. That's also a whole dollar mark. You want to keep an eye out for that as well. So just put that there as a possible indication. If you're long on this stock, that could be an area where you can have some loss of momentum. Also, towards the bottom, guys, again, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Plenty of support down here. I think this one is the move here is going to be towards the long side. Hopefully, it doesn't get too extended above this 52. I think this 52 is going to be key for this stock today. CMC this morning. Again, we have a nice pop here. I'm not just too sure about this pre-market activity. We'll do some levels for it. I don't think this is one I want to keep on our list right now. 24.76 high of the pre-market. I'm sorry, 24.81 to be exact. Towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market is sitting right at 23. And then below 23, just again, plenty of levels down here, guys. Highs and lows. Excuse me. Highs and lows. Sorry about that, guys. Just not 100% good yet. So highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, and also the previous day closed right in there as well. So plenty of levels towards the bottom. Again, towards the top, 23, low of the pre-market, and then high at 24.76. We'll look at AU in a second. I think we looked at that one already, but we'll take a look at it again. And are we sitting at all-time high on this one? No, we're not. We do have some areas all the way up here. So above that, this 24.76, we do have some areas here, 26.58. I think that would be worth marking down as well on the weekly. So look at how that 24.76. You also have some areas on the weekly where you have support and resistance happening there. So I think that's worth having on your list as well, on your chart. So going back here to the daily. Again, not a fan of the pre-market activity right now, though. So I might take this one out. CALM. So CALM is the one that is dropping a bit here, 8.7. The volume is not all there yet, but again, they have a catalyst this morning, so it could be worth having on our list. So below of the pre-market is exactly at 36. Above this, high of the pre-market sitting at 41. Looking over here to the left, we do have an area here of support. I'm going to mark this down, 37.23. Very clean area there. Above that, we do have 38.75. Right where the price action is now, you can see areas of support and resistance. I'm going to mark that down. The price is on there right now. And also, just look at the pre-market. You see this resistance happening around that 38.75 as well. So that's going to be worth having on your list. Above that, we have another good clean level here at 40. 40.03, 40 a dollar area as well. You can see the support and resistance happening around that area as well. Very clean. Look at the breakout, comes back and retests. How many times do we see this? And then the breakout again. You do have the loss of momentum at the next area of resistance, 41. 09. All right, so FCEL, I know a lot of you guys are watching this one. I think it was very active over the last couple of days. High of the pre-market right now sitting at $2.35, and this thing's got some serious volume, 2.8 million shares traded. It is up 11.7. Above this, we do have an area here at 274. So I'm going to mark that down as well. 295, the high for over the last couple of days, and then towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last two trading days. So again, I think this one's very active. Look at the pre-market activity, guys. It has very clean pre-market activity this morning, so definitely worth having on your list if this is your style of trading. SAVA is the low flow of the day. I think again had a great pop on Friday. It opened up pretty stale, kind of didn't do much, and then it just started taking off around 2 o'clock or so. That time frame. So could be in for a good continuation. Low of the pre-market sitting around 912. The high of the pre-market is right pretty close to where the high of the last trading day. Let's go over to the left here. Do we have anything above this? Have we been up here before? Maybe not. Let's look at the weekly. Okay, here we go. All right, so we do have, yeah, we've been up as far as 24.18 in the recent times. So right over here, guys, 13. That's a good level. You have that there. Daily chart is not the cleanest, but we have weekly chart. We have another level right here at 12. So it seems to be the whole dollar numbers are going to be important in this type of stock, guys. So just be aware of that. It is a low flow stock. And the most important thing on these type of stock, guys, is really the price action and the momentum play. So yes, you want to have your levels on there. That's important. But if you get a decent move, 60 cents, 50 cents out of this stock, take profit. Although there's good potential to get to 12, 11.50, you want to really play the price action and partial out as you're getting into profitable areas on these type of stocks. Okay, you don't want to overstay your welcome because as fast as they go up, they go down even faster sometimes. So just be aware of that. Life, you know what? Life, I'm gonna take off, guys. I just don't like. I think out of the low flows, I think this one's the best one. Also, this is 2.9 if I remember. So this is very, very low. These are the type of stocks you want to be very cautious with. Look at the regular volume; it's very low. Today they have 780,000, so quite a bit. But again, this stock is 2.9. I'm definitely not going to be watching this one this morning. All right, so that is what we have. Let's recap. AMD is good volume, down 1%. SDC as well is pretty good this morning. Hopefully we can get above this 920 here. NIO has been great over the last couple of days. Some good volume now, 5.3, up 10%. Consolidating a bit here around between 422 and 428. So hopefully we can get something out of that. I would love to see this go above 455, test the high of the pre-market, and try for that 486. I think if he does that, we can possibly get some clean moves out of that. CRWD getting above that 52 area of resistance that we're looking at. Hopefully it sticks around here a bit before it takes off. Very good, clean pre-market activity with some good volume, right? So that's what we like to see. CMC, I'm going to remove this one. I don't know why I'm keeping this one. I think there might be a better one for us to watch. So we'll remove this one. Maybe we bring back a Baba or an Apple on here to watch 6. Let me see. I think Apple might be worth taking a look at here, or Tesla or Roku. Let's see what Tesla is up to. Tesla is getting so expensive. It is so expensive. Let's look at Roku. Yeah, all of these not looking all that great, but I am gonna. These are possible list. Roku, Tesla. I think MU is also worth watching. Because these stocks have been trading very, very well, and Apple I have up here. But again, these are some really good possibles for us to watch. All right, guys. So that is our list at the moment. Norm, anything else you like this morning that maybe we have not looked at?
No, I think I'm going to be following scanners pretty closely today too, because I'm not a huge fan of any of this.
Yeah. Scan again, and a lot of these are going to depend on what the market does. I mean, if we look at this list here. A lot of kind of just moving sideways, except for CRWD. I think this one is definitely one of my favorites right now with this pre-market activity. It's got some good movements out of that. NIO's got some good volume. SDC is not great right now unless we could break out this 920. And then the AMDs, the Apples, the Babas, the Rokus, Tesla. I think a lot is going to depend on what the SPY does this morning. With that said, let's take a look at the SPY, see what we've been doing the last couple of minutes. Again, not much right now. But we'll see. Also scanners as well. Keep an eye on the scanners and see what we get out of that. someone mentioned AU. I think this is a gold indicator. Yeah, it's a gold indicator. When Brian comes on, we can ask him about that because I know a lot of you guys threw out this one, Nugget, and also the gas, the natural gas stuff as well, which I don't usually follow closely, but Brian does. He can give us some insights on that. INPX. Let's look at INPX. Right?
Yeah, it's a penny stock.
Yeah, it's a penny stock, guys. So again, look at the volume, right? 13 million shares traded, up 22%. This is going to be on a lot of people's radar and on their scanners. They don't have some good filters to kind of avoid these type of stocks. Now, these stocks are tradable. Every stock is tradable. Though it comes down to, can you trade this consistently over and over again and be profitable? And the answer to that on the way we trade is not exactly, because it's just so unpredictable. So again, it's a different style of trading. Usually the patterns that we look for, the opening range breakup, the ABCD patterns, the fallen angels, the rising devils, the stuff that we trade does not usually occur very clean in these type of penny stocks. So we tend to avoid them. That's the only reason why.
It's 14.2 million shared float on trade ideas, and it's going to trade that before the market opens too.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is. It's getting right to it right now. So again, it's just a different style of trading. And also, I think the learning curve to trade these penny stocks is a lot higher. So you can trade them successfully, but the learning curve is a lot higher. So you just want to be aware of that. I think you're better off, as we teach in our classes, starting out with mid to large flow stocks first. And then as you can get some consistency in those type of stocks, then you can start playing around with a really small size with these lower flow stocks. So again, that's the strategy first. Start with the mid to large flow stocks. They're easier to learn on. And then you can slowly add, some low flow stocks on there. All right.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Brian. How you doing today?
What's that? Sorry.
I say, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yeah, not a lot of stuff on the watch list or on the gappers list, anyway.
No, not all that looks great here. Because this one gold indicator, and I think oil as well. And if you could speak a little bit on that before we get off YouTube, Brian. I am on YouTube right now. And a lot of people ask about these natural gases and and the gold indicators. So if you could just give us your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, well, we had a weird day on Friday. If you caught my video, Nugget actually kind of sold off. Well, gold basically held and went higher. Gold's up again today. I haven't looked at what gold is at specifically this morning, but it's usually Nugget and gold go at the same, move in the same direction. And Nugget is the miners, senior miners. JNUG is the junior miners. So they should actually do better than the gold price itself. So, and as far as natural gas go, I mean, you got to be careful with it. Does trade technically, but there's a lot of senior traders in it, trading it all the time, and they're on top of everything like weather forecasts and stuff like that. So you can catch a trend on it, but you just have to be aware that there's other players in it that are pretty smart and have probably more information than you do. So,
all right, excellent.
And yeah, they definitely can be traded. Like I said, you can if you can pick a trend out on say a natural gas stock or a natural gas like UGas, you can you can do well, but you got to be on the right side of the trend. So, all right, I'm just trying to finalize my watch list here.
All right, excellent. All right, guys, so 7 minutes to the open. We're going to log off from YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us this Monday morning. We will see you again 8:30 Eastern time tomorrow. Take care, trade safe, guys, and we'll talk to you then.